We're in the studio, sitting down here with the Swallows. These guys coming out of Minneapolis. Yeah, thanks for joining us. If you could maybe introduce Swallows. I mean, give us a backstory.
All right. Yeah. So the band you see here, well, I just name everybody for one, just to start. This is Justin DeLeon playing drums. Mike Nordby, he's doing percussion and mandolin. Tyson Allison, who's doing keyboards, melodica, chimes, guitar, vocals. Aaron Kerr playing electric cello back there, which is kind of doubles as a bass for us. So it's a little bit different, kind of lineup. And I play guitars and sing. So, and I'm Jeff Crandall.
Right. And
basically the band formed a couple years ago. A couple of us, I guess just me and Aaron left, huh? We're in a band called Thinland. We formed in about 2002, 2003 or so. Put it out an album with Thinland, and then as we were working on our second album, the band started to kind of drift away, and the two of us kind of held together and finished up and decided we need to make a big switch because we have lineup changing and the songs feel different than the original concept for Thinland, and so we had moved in quite a new direction. It was a little raunchier and just a little bit more rock and bluesy, and so we decided let's call the band Swallows and move on. And then we had basically everybody's kind of come on at different times, but the lineup's been sort of solidifying since 2008.
Well, that's a really nice segue for me, actually. I was just curious a lot about your sound and how do you choose to describe it to people? I mean, you have lots of different instruments going on here, and using the cello as opposed to an upright bass or something of that sort. How do you describe that sound? And
how do we describe that sound? How do we? Just thinking of what to say. How do we describe that sound? I think my history with Jeff goes pretty far back. Like I would say, what is it, 10 years?
Yeah.
We're going on 10 years, and it just. I'm a classically trained musician. I'm a classically trained cello player, and along comes Jeff Crandall. And he wanted me to play with him, and we played at like these little like coffee shops in the Twin Cities, and I started to feel the cello more as of a bass instrument and functioning as more of a supporting role. And the cello can do that, and it can also be a melodic instrument, and we call it kind of the low mid range, like somewhere between the bass and what the guitar would do. So the cello is I found it to be a pretty flexible instrument. And then like 2000, I think I've had that thing for 3 years now, my electric. And my electric cello is one string lower, so I'm like a step away from a bass on my electric cello. And then like the rest is history. Like I became the bass player for the group, I guess, is how that happened. Here you go.
Next. Style.
What do you got?
Well, much like Aaron, I'm a classically trained musician myself, but on trash can. Yeah. So actually, as you can see, we do have a lot of different instruments going on here, and it really kind of it helps us. There's a lot of experimentation in the build up to the songs and learning the different parts and kind of bringing everything into a kind of a fit. So that's kind of where a lot of it comes in. There's a lot of experimentation. You can see there are no limits on what we can use to make sound. So
definitely, which is great. One thing I was looking at your albums here, and I feel like there's definitely two different concepts going on. You have your Songs for Strippers, which is the original release, and now you have Clear Sky Relapse. I mean, are those different concepts going on?
We actually what we decided when we formed the band to get to kind of the point here was each album was going to be its own thing. So we were going to write songs thematically around a concept. And so the Songs for Strippers concept was a lot darker. It was a lot more of a rock album. The themes were kind of to explode a personality of a person, and what all the sides of a person, in its ugliness and its beauty. Clear Sky Relapse is sort of the transition into the Covert Transmissions material, which is all written around, there's songs about the elements or elementals. So there's more, it's more, so I told Aaron initially, like, we're going to write an album about landscapes. It's about nature, it's about outdoors, it's about something, and it turned into something deeper than that. It was about elements and elemental forces. And so there's interplay with, like, pagan and Christian themes and all sorts of other stuff like that.
That ties into the kind of the roots music idea. Like the one song we just played, "The Brigade's Cross," it's got that kind of almost like an old world, like kind of Acadian. I call it Cajun, kind of a Cajun feel, and that ties into just all the, kind of those older religions that were a little closer tied to nature. Sorry, Jeff. Here you go.
Well, honestly, I hate to cut you guys short. I feel like we could talk for a while, but I just want to give you a chance to mention your upcoming shows, where people can hear you after tonight.
Yeah, we're going to be at the White Horse Bar here in St. Cloud. That's October 16th, right? Saturday night. It'd be great to have people out. We're going to be playing with the Sleeper Pins, which is sort of us again as another band. And then we're going to be playing with Jezebel Jones as well. She's going to be up, and she's a great Twin Cities musician who's got material. We played a few shows with her recently.
Well, we're glad to.
Thanks for the pizza.
Yeah, no problem. We're really glad to have you guys here. So I'm going to really get us back into the music here on Monday Night Live. We have more from Swallows coming right up, so stay tuned.